Good evening. This is Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It is Tuesday, February 6, 2007, and we're going to take a look at some stocks we're trading on Wednesday. I've got Dollar Financial Corp, symbol DLLR, on the screen right now, and you can see the stock just recently broke out to a new high here. Cleared this previous high from last year on a surge in volume, and since then we've seen a low volume pullback right up to the rising 10-day moving average. 10-day moving average often acts as support early on in these pullbacks, and it's bullish to see that the volume has dried up as well, because that means that the selling isn't very strong on the way in here, just some profit taking. So resistance typically acts as support. One reason that there might be less sellers and more buyers. The 10-day moving average typically acts as support, so that often prevents people from selling more stock, and also brings in new sideline cash to the buy side. So looking at the weekly time frame and monthly time frame, you can see that this stock is at all-time highs. So when we look at a 10-minute time frame, what I see here is that the stock has just had this nice little run late in the day yesterday, and it has it's gotten a little bit extended, in other words. So what I'd like to see before we bought this stock would be a pullback down towards about $29.90. If it pulls back down towards this level in here, $29.90, I then think that we ought to buy it above $30.05. So look for the pullback first, then buy it on strength above $30.05. Our stop could then go at about $29.65. That would give us a risk about 40 cents theoretically. And what I think it can do on the upside is make it up towards about the 31.50 level, right up around here. And that's maybe a little bit more clear to see on the 30-minute time frame that we see here. So target of 31.50 would be $1.45 away for a risk of about 45 cents, making for a good risk-reward ratio. Another long side stock, and Dollar Corp, by the way, did report better than expected earnings recently, as did Respironics. RESP is a symbol for Respironics, very similar pattern. That is bullish volume on the way up and diminishing volume on the pullback. So the volume should be a relative measurement relative to the event. The event is the stock broke out on big volume. Relative to that, it's pulled back on lighter volume. Looking at the weekly time frame, you can see that it's up at multiple year highs, and going back to the monthly time frame, you can see that it's all-time highs in here. So the stock is looking like it ought to continue higher from this level. Taking a look at the 10-minute time frame, what I think we ought to do in this case is just buy it on strength above $41.90. It gets above $41.90, I think you've purchased this stock, and set your stop at about $41.65. So that's only 25 cents of risk. And our upside objective will be right around this $43 level, where we had that gap lower and some subsequent resistance over the last week or so. So that'd be a risk of 25 cents for the opportunity, hopefully, to make about $1.10 in Respironics. But it is better than expected earnings, good volume pattern, all-time highs. I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue higher than even our price target. So the next one would be ICGE, which is the symbol for Internet Capital Group. And ICGE, you can see, broke out also to new highs recently, and that came with big volume. All the big volumes coming on the up moves, showing that buyers are excited about the stock. The volume dries up as it consolidates, and we're seeing that again right in here, almost cut in half of the average daily volume in here. So that's very bullish here. The range has really tightened up over the last couple days in here, and now I think the stock is ready to get moving higher. Our price target's going to come in from, you can see how the stock has just gotten absolutely hammered over the last back in 2000. So we've got to really change the scaling for a moment to come up with a price target. Our price target is going to be this level right in here from 2003, and that's at about $12.20. So our price target for ICG, Internet Capital Group, is $12.20, and the way that I think we ought to get involved in this stock is another buy on strength. That is, we could buy this stock as it clears the highs from the last 3 or 4 sessions at $11.25. Getting above $11.25 gives us a higher high, and I think that we could reasonably put our stop at about $11.08, just below this low right in here. So buy it above $11.25. Stop at $11.08 will give us a risk of about 75 cents, and our upward objective again is $12.20, so that'd be 95 cents of potential upside for a risk of just 17 cents. I've got 2 more long side trades, and I don't have any short sales candidates for tomorrow. Now that typically isn't the case. As you know, I like to put some shorts in here. So the market's probably going to get smashed tomorrow because I don't have a short position for you. Take that for what it's worth. But we are in a bull market. Stocks like Steel Dynamics, STLD, are up at all-time highs. And we look at that daily time frame. It's another just classic stock. Had a great rally, pulled back on light volume to a rising 10-day moving average. That's where they often find support. So we're not going to buy it at the 10-day moving average, but that's our reason to look closely at the short-term action like we see on the 10-minute time frame. So on STLD, let's take a look at the 5-minute time frame. What I want to see here is, I might be being a little bit picky, but I want to see it pull back to 38.50. Once it pulls back to 38.50, I then want to buy the stock above 38.65. So I want to see it get back above this level here that I just drew in. Our stop would then go at about $38.40. So this is our risk right in here. And that's about 25 cents. So buying at 38.65 with a stop at 38.40 would give us 25 cents of risk. And the price target, we're going to make $40 a share. So that would give us about $1.35 of potential upside for that 25 cents of risk. Last stock is a more speculative one, and I have no clue how you pronounce it. I'm not even going to attempt it. Something Zing Universal Telephone. Obviously, it's a Chinese company, or maybe not obviously, but looks like a Chinese name to me. But XING, let's take a look at the weekly time frame. You can see it's getting up near these highs from last year. And looking at the monthly time frame, you can see that this stock has the potential to maybe make it up even towards 20 bucks a share. That's not going to be our target over the next couple days here. But what I think I'd like to see happen with this stock is another strength play. Let's buy it on strength above $16.35. Once we're in it, we'd put a stop at $16.05. So that gives us 30 cents of risk in this stock, XING. And our price target is going to be these highs right here, $17.50. So 30 cents of risk for the opportunity, hopefully to make about $1.15.